It's 4 o'clock. I got to free my mind. Got Empress on. Release you will find. The time is 4 o'clock. When the nation starts to free the mind. Free the mind. There are many shows on the airwaves, but not like free your mind. Search the FM dial, you won't find none like free your mind. From the ghetto to the office, hustlers, students, and college. From the pews to parliament, I wanna free their mind. The time is 4 o'clock. I got to free my mind. Got Empress on. The realest you will find. The time is 4 o'clock. I got to free my mind. Got Empress on. The realest you will find. It's about that time. I gotta free my mind. It's about that time. I gotta free my mind. It's about that time. I gotta free my mind. It's about that time. I gotta free my mind.
Star 106 hits a pleasant Monday. Good afternoon to each and all, and welcome to another edition of Free Your Mind, brought to you courtesy of KFC, Pindertile, Muffler World. I want to say a big, big thank you, of course, to Discount Distributors and all its subsidiaries, inclusive of the Produce Express, the Clothespin, and Ultimate Flavors. Yes, indeed. And Discount Distributors Liquors. Thank you to you all. I want to say a big hello to everybody locked and loaded on a Monday, channel 976 on cable. Thank you to everybody that has taken the time to download the Music Media 242 app. Get it all right there. And of course, Star 106 FM on Facebook. All right. It's a Monday, and I have a special guest joining us virtually, Dr. Balfour-Greenslade. It is a pleasure to have you with us, of course, from the Ministry of Health. And we know that the order of the day right now is immunization to the fullest, correct?
Yes, it is. Thank you for having me. And yes, we're trying to get our Bahamian public to be aware that these are important and they need to make themselves as healthy as possible, to stay healthy as possible, and to just avail themselves of the services that are offered.
And you know what? I like to add every time that I talk to a representative of MOH is that these immunization shots are absolutely free.
Yes, please. Every time you say it, say free, as in absolutely, totally free at every government healthcare facility.
And that's VAT inclusive.
Exactly. Free, free, free.
Oh my goodness. Now, have you found in the last several weeks that persons are actually getting it? Are the numbers increasing?
Well, what we're seeing is that people are trickling in, the message is getting out, but we really want persons to understand the importance of the vaccinations. Most people are familiar with the ones that we have for children, what we call the basic schedule, because the whole point behind immunization is to expose you to what can potentially cause illness in a benign form, to make your body have an immune response. So when you're actually exposed to the virulent disease, either you don't get sick at all or you just have mild symptoms. And this is best achieved with most of these illnesses when you're young, when you're a child, because we notice that's the population that used to, before times of immunization, they're the ones that died from these illnesses. They're the ones that had the side effects of the polio, of the mumps, of the measles, and all those things. Most persons aren't familiar with this because of a truth sense about I think it's the 70s, that we put these programs in place, what we call our expanded program on immunization. We literally got rid of measles in this region. You weren't seeing things like polio in this region. So people same thing. So people don't, and whooping cough. People don't
Yes.
recognize that these things are problematic for children because they have not seen them. And they have not seen them because the immunization program was being adhered to and it was doing what it was supposed to do, protecting the population. So
Can
we want
you
to keep
can you
those numbers
speak
up.
on for me, because I know a lot of persons, and I've heard this just in everyday chatter, where persons are a little reluctant in taking immunizations because it just doesn't sit well with them, the process. They're thinking, okay, they're actually injecting you with the sickness, which for some reason does not sit well with people. How can you clarify?
Okay, then let me make it easier for persons to understand. I'll take in case in point the flu, because everybody's afraid of the flu vaccine.
Sure.
Okay, but what we give you is not live virus, it's not the live bacteria or the live germ.
Okay.
What they do is they look at the actual bug that causes the problem. They look for generating what we call antibodies to it, and you don't need the live entity to do that. You just need a piece of it or a portion of it. So you would find you'd have vaccines either being what they call live attenuated. If it is alive, it can't do anything except just give you the exposure to the bug, or it's just flat out dead. So in the case of the flu vaccine, it's actually a dead virus. It's ground up and they just have the pieces that your body needs to see to know that something is there to make your body respond and make the antibodies. So when you're actually exposed to the live virus, you already have the antibodies in place. Your body does what it needs to do and fights it off, and you don't have that challenge. So
Okay.
that's the whole principle, the premise behind these vaccines. We're not giving you, it's not like back in the day when they tell you when you had this, when they had smallpox issues where they let you eat the scab from somebody else's pox. No, we're not dealing with that. Okay, this is a much, how can I put it, it's a much more appealing way of doing it, for one, but you're basically just introducing what can mount the response without causing the illness, in the effect that what would you get at the end of the day after getting exposed to that little piece, you get the antibodies, and that's the end point, the antibodies to fight the illness.
Okay, so I'm hoping that person's understood exactly what we were saying, because a lot of people, believe it or not, that is their main reason for not taking these vaccines. They're like, it just doesn't sit well."
And I need the Bahamian public to understand this as well. One of the things, the purpose of the Ministry of Health is to promote and maintain health within the society. So when it comes down to vaccines, please understand that there's a very stringent process involved. It has to be a vaccine that has been screened and scrutinized, gone through all the regulatory processes. You know exactly what is in it. You know that it's safe to give, and it's not just safe to give, it's effective to do what you want it to do. That process occurs for every vaccine that is brought in country. So you can take your children to get their DPTs, their MMRs, their Hib shots. You can do this with the security of knowing that it is a safe vaccination. We even have vaccines now for older persons
Hmm.
because um, the last thing anybody wants to hear is that their grandmother, their grandfather got a bad case of pneumonia, because you're worried. And
Absolutely.
thinks those numbers of where we used to have a lot of older persons dying because of these illnesses, those numbers have gone down because of vaccinations for older persons, specific to those particular bugs that cause the pneumonia. So people need to understand the real benefit of getting your vaccinations at whichever stage of life you may be in. There is benefit to your vaccination.
Just to interject, I see a message here on our Facebook Live that says, "Hello, Dr. Balfour Greenslade. This is Lavette listening from North Carolina. It's nice to hear your voice."
I'm wondering if that's Lavette from high school.
Yes, that's her. I'm assuming because she's in the medical field. She's been a guest on my show when I was on another station, so I know exactly who it is.
Oh, well, hello. I can't hear you, but it's good to hear from you.
Yes, ma'am. So you never know who's listening, and it's so good to know that persons are tuned in. Now, let us talk about the vaccinations that are required for older people, because I think that's another thing that a lot of people don't understand is that vaccines are not only for children. We have this concept that, young baby, got to get vaccinated, and you think up until the age 10, 12, that's the end of it.
No, you would find I'll go up the scale, so to speak. When you see children tend to finish their vaccinations at about 10 to 12, the other thing that we have to consider is about every 5 to 10 years, you need to get what we call a tetanus booster. They'll give you like a DCAP or something, or a DT booster. That's for tetanus. And for tetanus, you step on the rusty nail or something, you don't
Yes.
want to have what they call lockjaw. So that's something you would get as a booster like every 10 years or so. Then you have the flu shot, which is actually annually. So everybody gets that annually. Once you're 6 months or older, that continues through adulthood.
Let me ask you something about the flu shot. Does that ward you from the flu or no?
Yes, it does. But you have to understand what is happening in our environment with the flu shot. The flu season starts, you could say probably about maybe like early September, late September, early October. But you notice they're giving out flu vaccines from as early as June, July in the US.
Okay.
So we have to depend on importation of vaccine. We don't manufacture vaccines. So when we get it, and we usually get it around November, so flu viruses are already circulating in the excess. So there's a very good chance that a lot of persons would have already been what we call inoculated.
Okay.
So they have the virus in them, and it's basically going through that incubation period. So when you come afterward now and you get a flu shot, because you've already been incubating, the vaccine can't really help you with that particular strain, because there's usually 3 strains within the shot. But that particular one, it may not be able to protect you against, because it needs about 10 days to come to its active level. The benefit, however, would be the other 2 strains that are in it, you would be protected from. But that is why people, they would love to say, oh, I get that shot and I get the flu. No, the shot did not give you the flu. You already had it in your system, and you got the vaccine at too late a point to protect you from that particular strain. But it would protect you from the other strains that you're covered with. So you shouldn't get it again.
Okay, Dr. Greenslade, we're going to take a quick break right here. We're going to find out what's happening on the streets of Nassau traffic-wise. And of course, I want to come back and talk to you just a little bit more. It's all about immunization, all courtesy of the Ministry of Health, right here on Free Your Mind. Stay tuned.
It's Traffic Report brought to you by Shield Insurance.
In the first look at traffic this afternoon now, depending on where you are moving about across the island, you may encounter a few really busy thoroughfares with a few congestions and delays going on.
To go into those adult ones, right?
You will encounter a few
There's been more.
on approaching, for example, East Street and Robinson Road intersection. Then you get a bit of that bungling going on, getting to the roundabouts at both Blue Hill Road and the Tonnessville-Darling Highway. There's this excessive traffic that's coming in from the Tonnessville-Darling eastbound lanes into that roundabout, and then the other side of the same roundabout on Independence Drive side, the west lane getting into that circle there has got lengthy traffic lines getting in there as well. Over on the East Street side, the east-west highway lane getting there into the East Street roundabout, but it's got some wait time wedging in there as well. Streets like Wolf Road, East Street in the north, and Wolf and Bernard and Village Road intersection, it's a bit crowded in that area, and the driver slowed down a bit, but the delays are still not extensive at this point. Then there's the drive just about everywhere else. It's mainly hassle-free. What I mean by that is you're not going to encounter too much traffic, congestions, or delays en route. Follow our Facebook page, Eye Sky Traffic, for regular updates and photos of road conditions, or you can also WhatsApp us with your own immediate experiences happening in the streets at 801-1035. This National Traffic Report is service with Dr. Danny Johnson and Associates at Untitled International. They're offering the simplest and safest treatment for foot injuries, ingrown toenails, corns, heel pain, and more. Visit Foot Michael International for relief. They're located Deansley atop the hill at Fort Charlotte. Call them at 322-5402. That's 322-5402 for more info. I'm VANN, back in an hour with an update.
Join Juicing for Life and Jim and Juice for the Big Win giveaway every month in 2021. All you have to do is spend $20 or more in any of our locations. Fill out the contact details slip, drop it in the box, and you will be entered to win a 50-inch LED smart TV every month. Come and enjoy a variety of smoothies, juices, salads, sandwiches, and wraps, and build up with our countless supplements. Juice with us and win.
I've been up at Pender Enterprise the other day. When he see Pender, he say, Pender, you get any more of that lettuce? Pender say, oh, you again. What? Yes, we have lettuce, and it's 20% off the green lettuce. What? You won't get green lettuce? Allow me. What about tools? You get any tools? What on sale I'm talking about? I'm talking about shovels, pickaxes, plastic or steel bricks. What about tree trimmers and post-old diggers? You got any post-old diggers? Pender say, yes. Yes, so all of the above. And at 15 to 20% off. As a matter of fact, we got wheelbarrows too at 10% off. And I'll give you 15% if you put it together yourself. Sale runs through end of February.
We're turning it up. Friday at 8 p.m. It's the Island Breeze Mix with DJ Supreme on Star 106 Hits.
Star 106 Hits, welcome back. This is Free Your Mind. On a Monday, I want to just remind you before we get back into it with Dr. Greenslade that you can visit rev.bs. That's rev.bs/imagine to join the conversation about the future of Rev TV and take a very important survey about what you think the future of Rev TV should look like. All right, just a reminder. Now we go back to Dr. Greenslade from the Ministry of Health as we discuss immunization and the importance of it, especially during this time. Now, again, we just wanted to sensitize the public and remind those that already knew that adults too should continue the immunization process. Right or wrong, Doc?
Yes, that is correct. Because I think the last one I'd mentioned was getting the influenza shot every year. But
Yes.
what most persons may not be aware of, we have a vaccine for what we call HPV or human papilloma virus. Now, the beauty of this particular virus, at least not the virus of the vaccine, this particular virus causes genital warts. And genital warts, as you know, can predispose you to getting either cervical cancer, penile cancer. So here it is, you have a vaccine that you can get that can actually prevent you from developing cancer later in life. Now that's a plus.
Wow.
That's a plus. And this vaccine we actually we recommend it for persons up to 45 years old. So that it starts from in childhood, we give it to prepubertal children. Basically, you want to get it them before they could potentially have an exposure to those types of viruses. And we offer it up to 45 years of age. And then in our older populations, you would have heard me mention about the pneumovax, but that's specific to our older people and protecting them from particular
What's up at KFC?
Bugs that actually cause pneumonia in that particular age group. So those are the ones we need to be mindful of, and people really consider the benefit. That's just one vaccine that we know of that can actually prevent cancer. People have heard about hepatitis B.
Yeah.
Left unchecked, that can push you over into liver cancer, but you have vaccinations to prevent you from getting it. So there's benefit to having your immunizations, childhood and adult. And so I would really implore the Bahamian public, take advantage. They're all free.
Boy, you could say that again. I think, what about you? Do you think a lot of people also shy away because just simply the fear of needles?
I think that is a lot of it, in all honesty. But you just tell yourself it's just a short little thing. Just get it over with and done. I get my flu shot every year. My family, we get our flu shots every year. We do what we know we need to do to make sure we keep our health. You know, because I have pressure and I have sugar. So that lists me as someone with comorbidities. So I don't need to have the flu. You see, I really don't need to. So to make sure that I'm covered, as soon as that vaccine touches ground, I need to get it.
Oh, wow. That's a topic for another day too. But nevertheless, what about those who've been, trying to keep up but have missed several vaccinations?
With children, it's not a challenge because I know we had some restrictions of movement last year and such, so there may be children who would have fallen behind. But all you have to do really is just go to the clinic, make that appointment with the nurse, bring the child's record of immunization, their card, and what we do is we just see how far along the child is, and we put them on what we call an accelerated schedule. So we catch them up basically, a catch-up schedule, so that they finish roughly at the same time as everybody else, as if they didn't miss their vaccinations. So we do what we can to make sure the coverage is still there. So it doesn't matter that you've missed 2, 3, 4, whatever shots. Your child can still be covered.
Now you mentioned bring the card. What if you can't find the card?
That's okay. Once you're in the system as having received vaccinations in the public system, we can access your record through the repository at Blue Hill Road. So we'd be able to access
there's a way to play catch up. So there's absolutely no excuses. What you're really saying?
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Anything else that you would like to add as we continue to bring public awareness?
Just two things mainly. First is to just emphasize to the public the importance of it. Many of us are needle phobic. That's what we tend to call it. You're needle phobic. But think about the bigger picture and the benefit of the vaccine. Most persons have no challenge taking their child to get a shot, but they have a problem getting a shot.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same thing. You want to protect your child. You're doing it to protect your child. You need to protect yourself as well. People are going to be a little perturbed when you hear this, but that little bit of pain and swelling that you may get at the site, we like to know that you get that, because that tells us that reaction that we wanted your body to have is happening.
Oh.
So, yes. We actually, we don't view the soreness at the injection site as a challenge. That means it's doing what it needs to do.
Okay.
And the second thing that I want to say is, if you really have more questions, you need some information about immunizations, please feel free to call our immunization unit. It's on Carmichael Road. The number is 341-174103. Or you can just call your nearest clinic, because they will give you the information that you're looking for as well. You can visit the Ministry of Health's webpage, www.bahamas.gov.bs/health, or you can simply visit WHO or PAHO websites, because the information is just there, freely available for all the vaccines that we have available in country. So knowledge is power, man. Don't be afraid of the vaccines. Find out and realize that there's a good bit of safety, but go to reliable sites, not to Twitter, not to Facebook,
man, why you like
not
that,
to
dog?
Instagram. Go to reliable websites and get good information. I have to say that. I have to.
I think the fact I want to applaud MOH, because I think you've recognized that there's a big population of Bahamians that pretty much don't want to or don't like to read. So in order to sensitize the public in its fullness, platforms like this is definitely a plus.
Most definitely. And we're trying to work closely, getting as many interviews, be it radio, TV, streaming, to get the information out there so that people are aware, that they become more aware. They're sending out information, PSAs as well, with infographics and such. Any and everything that we can use to get information out so that the public is truly knowledgeable and aware and can make truly informed decisions. That's what Ministry of Health is trying to do. That's where we're at right now.
Yeah, because your work can be cut out if it is that we still struggling with getting people to get the immunizations that have always been required. When it comes to this next vaccine, possibly will be a little more difficult.
Communications is all over that. They are working on that. So we understand the need, and we just want to make sure our people are informed and are aware and make the best decisions.
Okay. Any final word from you?
Get immunized, Bahamas. That's it. Get immunized.
That's it. It's plain and simple.
Plain and simple. Don't need no flowery terms. That's it.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Dr. Greenslade, for your time and for all the information. Until we meet again, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, folks. So you know what to do. We're going to take a quick break right here. When we come back, more Free Your Mind on the other side.
What's up? Ordering your favorite fried chicken just got easier. KFC has joined the chat on WhatsApp at 557-3663. Start your KFC order by messaging hi to 557-3663. Choose delivery or pickup, and KFC will guide you to order from our menu of all your freshly prepared KFC favorites. What you waiting for? WhatsApp your way to KFC today. 557-3663. Only at KFC Nassau. So easy, so good.
Star 106 Hits. The best variety of the 80s, 90s, and now.
Free your mind.
Star 106 hit. So welcome back. This is Free Your Mind on the day after Valentine's. And if I didn't get to say it before, I think I did on Friday. Happy Valentine's to each and all. I trust that you all had a beautiful day yesterday. I know I had a fun time on my second job over on Hot 91 yesterday. But, you know, I want to understand two things. First, why is it that we put so much emphasis in this one day? I had an interview with Taurus Riley yesterday, and there was something that he said that stood out for me. In everything that was said, he said, please keep that same energy that is being put to the forefront today. Make sure that that same energy continues past today, meaning Sunday. And I thought about it, and I'm like, you know what? That is so true. There's a thing about us as a people, especially Black people, especially us in the Caribbean. You know, when it comes to these hallmark calendar days, we put a lot of love and a lot of emphasis, a lot of time, and a lot of money into these days. But what happens the day after? Okay, so hence today, the day after Valentine's Day, how much of us are still keeping up that same energy? Hi, Beats.
Hi, good afternoon.
You know what I mean? Look around. The
Yeah,
baskets are gone on the sidewalk.
yeah,
The red and white dressing has come to a complete stop. But the energy of everybody showing love is what ceases after that day. And that's a problem. Same thing with Christmas. Christmas, oh man, everybody who you didn't talk to all year long, you were very nice to them, whether it be co-workers, friends, family members, whoever. You Christmas time tends to bring out a different kind of energy, a different kind of love, a camaraderie, a togetherness during this time. Valentine's does the very same thing, and then the next day it's just dry and flat. Like I don't understand. How can we find creative ways to keep that energy even after the big love day?
yeah, man. I agree with you with that. Like I was saying to my good friend who works over at McDonald's, CQ. I'm like, listen, if you stressing this, if you have the stress,
He was stressing.
no. We just was talking. I was
Generally,
saying if you have the stress for Valentine's Day, then you're really missing the point of the whole thing. I feel like when it first came about, Valentine's Day was just celebrating the love that you and your partner have, or not even in your partner, just celebrating the love
love, just period.
between you and a family member, you and your mommy, your whatever. But if you have to, there's nothing wrong with going the extra mile. But if you putting yourself I don't know, out really, really out there at the point where you stressing out about this and they stressing, expecting
The
something like that,
expectancy.
then
Mhm.
it's you
It's pointless.
it's pointless. You already spoil it by with all that stress. It's not supposed to be stressful. Love ain't supposed to be stressful.
Oh, you sound like you want to add that to First Corinthians chapter 13 there. Huh?
Muffy.
See there, love is patient, love is kind. Love is not
It ain't
stressful.
stressful.
So says
It
Beats.
ain't stressful.
It's not supposed to be.
No,
Now, love has its challenges,
that is true.
especially in relationships, marriages. Some days you feel like you don't love them,
Hmm.
but it's not that you don't love them. You're just temporarily mad at them.
Yeah,
But it don't mean that you don't love.
exactly.
But if it becomes, like you said, and I use your word, stressful,
Hmm.
then we have a problem.
There's a problem. I feel like when you start to bring excess stress into a loving relationship, that's when it turns into something toxic.
What do you think is the number one stress? And I'll answer that my own question. Finances.
Finances, finances, and expectations. Because when you start to have these expectations, that's when you get into disappointment.
Disappointments.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with knowing what what's supposed to be done and what ain't supposed to be done. And I mean that they're decent and what's the word I'm looking for? There are healthy expectations. I expect you to not be out here trying to talk to Sally and Stacy and
Well, especially
Samantha. I expect that.
if you get married, you
Yeah.
are supposedly no, I shouldn't say supposedly. You are supposed to
And obligated.
obligated to
Yeah.
forsake
Exactly.
all
others. Mhm.
So if it's see again, now that goes into another facet, why some people get married if you're not ready. Because that's when stress comes in, when you have to fight yourself.
I think that's where the excessive expectations come in.
You're expecting somebody who is not ready
Mhm.
to act like they are.
Yeah.
You're expecting somebody who's not ready to be faithful.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? You're expecting that
You
person.
expecting somebody who only working 2 days to the hotel just like
Jesus.
everybody else
Oh Lord.
to come with a $2, $3, $4, $5,000 ring.
Oh, I thought you was gonna say a $2, $3, $4,000 check every week.
No. I talking about the proposal. You expecting them to shell out for that. And not even the proposal, shell out for the wedding. You notice but you only have a couple of dollars, but you wanna have big wedding at
That's
Balmoral.
another thing. I'm glad you bring that up. You mentioned to some people who quote unquote say that they're in love, right? And you say, you know what? The monies that you have should be spent on you. It should be spent on securing a home.
Yes.
You, as a man, you should be thinking about taking this woman out of her people's house
Yes.
to put in her own under her own roof or
Preach it.
y'all roof, right? I don't
Or
understand.
even the roof y'all renting, if that's
Okay, fine. It's still your own roof,
Yeah.
right? Why is it that so many of us stress for our wedding to impress other people versus doing the JP?
Amber, let me say something. I might step on some corns right now, but one thing I love about our pigment challenge brethren is their ability to have their marriages anywhere. I talking about in the backyard, in a barn,
The beach.
on the beach, in the park,
Which park?
anywhere.
You've seen anybody do a park wedding?
No. I'm talking about in foreign.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh. So when you said the barn, I was like, we ain't got no barn like that. You scared me. Okay, right.
But yeah, I
But that's where
honestly,
love.
I
That's where
respect
love.
that.
No, but that's where love really resides.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? When somebody's willing to one get married at a JP, or two get married without even a ring.
I feel like that's real love, but we take that and switch it up and switch it to, oh girl, they get married to the JP. Oh, you must have something.
He
to
break.
hide.
No, he
bro.
break. He break.
Yeah.
He break.
But no, it ain't that. It's we don't want to spend
To feed y'all
30, 40, $50,000 on this wedding when we could spend that money
on a house.
on a house, or if you still wouldn't be, frivolous,
Flashy.
We can spend that money on the honeymoon, go away for a month. Like, what to feed you?
But that's what we do. So we're back to us being a showy people. We're back to we care more about the thoughts of others than we do about ourselves. Now we have some cleaning up to do as a people where that is concerned, because weddings have gone into pageantry now. We've gone beyond, what used to be a basic wedding is now pageantry. We have to be the showiest. We have to say that our dress costs X amount of thousands.
Empress, as a DJ, I can tell you, the whole wedding industry gives me really, really bad vibes.
You know what?
Like, everything about weddings is extremely overpriced versus how much it's supposed to be. You could have a DJ, I ain't calling no names, who, despite he just charged the people $400 to DJ for 12 hours the other night by the bar. No, he just do that. And then could turn around and tell this nice couple, because it's their wedding, using the same speakers, could tell them, oh, it's $1,200.
Yeah, because
fix him out for that song?
Because the occasion changes.
Man, no, you can't do that.
It's the same speaker, man. Same turntable,
same speaker,
same amp, same everything, same headphones. Or did you bring out,
Nah, I could understand if, some people, they want specific things in their wedding. Some people, I've had couples in the past where they want, for the vows, they want their vows to be recorded and played over the sound system. I could understand you charging extra for that kind of work.
Okay, because now we're going into production.
Yeah, specific lighting elements. I could understand that you paying the person for their time, but don't feel like you can throw on an extra $500 just because it's a wedding. It's a lot of people.
But do you realize, not just in the wedding industry, that people charge based on occasion? Think about it.
That's true.
This, all right, or location. Yeah. That same pack of gum that you buy in the gas station food store costs more when you're to the airport. Think about it. Or a same supermarket could have a branch further west, and the same pack of gum, or same item, could cost more because of location. So let's be real now. The same happens for that same DJ.
Well, Empress, it costs money to take. We got to take the gum all the way out there, so we have to charge for the gas.
I can need you. So don't do that. No, for real.
This gum had to clear security. You won't understand.
But that same DJ will charge more because it's a staff Christmas party. Mm-hmm. Again, you said same speakers, same turntable. Why does it cost more? Because of the occasion.
You know what? I would give the blind to giving a hike to a corporation or a company and charging them a bit more, because this is a company.
Why? So because they have the money?
This isn't an individual people. This ain't a mom and pop. This big. Should I call names?
No.
Okay. But this a big company who sell jewelry and thing all year. They making it. They got it.
Yeah, but things slow now. So let's talk about the new norm.
About now.
Yeah. Well, you think in this new 2021 weddings and Christmas parties and thing, you think people are going to still be charging more rather than trying to make a sure dollar?
Well, the Christmas parties is different. The reason why I single out weddings, because weddings can happen any time of the year.
Okay.
Christmas parties, it tends to be, your time becomes more valuable because there is an increase in bookings, and I can't tell this person $400 and then the next person come to me and say, "Oh, I would pay you $600." You need to charge them to be worth your time for that time spot. So I can't. So I could understand during specific times of the year increasing their price, but to increase your price just because it's a wedding, just because it's a wedding, or just because it's someone's 50th birthday or something like that. No. Don't do that to people. Don't do that.
So are you saying that only Christmas is exempt because of possible
Christmas and other special holidays? Special holidays like Easter Monday, Valentine's Day.
Really? Valentine's too?
Empress, if you out there and people want you, they have to pay for your time. It's a high booking time of the year.
I
The
think
price
people.
going up.
I think in every business, people need to show some leniency right
That's
now
true.
because we're living in a different time. I think you should be.
That's
You should
true.
be more out to secure a dollar.
That's true, but you also need to be lenient to the artist or the performer, the DJ that went the last 6, 7, 8 months without any kind of booking.
Yeah, but you ain't trying to make all of what you missed
No.
out on one booking.
No,
though.
no. But you still need to make something.
I agree. No, I get that. But at the same time, don't try to make up for all that you've lost
No,
in that
yes.
15-month
Mhm.
parameter. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get that.
Or window, rather.
Like I could understand not I wouldn't suggest anybody to say, oh, I'm gonna cut my prices 50% straight across the board. Although that is a great marketing tool to employ if you're offering a service to offer a discount to your potential clients. But you still gotta make your money.
You gotta live. I get
Yeah.
that. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna reach out to a wedding planner.
Mhm.
I know a wedding. We're gonna talk
Oh,
about
boy.
this. Yes, and I can do that right now. So of course, keep it tuned. Tomorrow, I'm gonna try to make that happen for tomorrow. But nevertheless, folks, keep it locked. Top of the hour, 5 o'clock. Your Monday edition of your Drive at 5 comes up next.
There's smooth. And then there's